How far would you go for the love of jewelry? Would you be willing to spend $30 million on a 25.59-carat ruby ring? Or would you go as far as to amass jewelry from different auctions and people and grow your overwhelming amount of wealth through shady methods? This is all real, and it happened with Heidi Horten, an Austrian billionaire, art patron and jewelry collector, who is loved by some for the love of art and hated by many for her links to the Nazi-era fortune, getting her over $202 million of jewelry collection. Over several decades, Heidi has grown her fortune by collecting some of the most exquisite jewelry, with over 700 jewels from historic gemstones to modern pieces from Cartier, Van Cleef, Bulgari, Winston, and countless others. But who is Heidi Horten, and what are some of the biggest purchases she's made? Today we're discussing one of Austria's wealthiest women and a passionate art collector who is known as a legendary jewelry lover from the past. Horten's background. Horten's passion for collecting didn't just start suddenly, but it was totally linked to her first husband, Helmut Horten, who owned a German department store. One of the biggest influences in Horten's collection hobby was her wedding gift in 1966, where Helmut gave her a historic 35.56-carat Wittelsbach blue diamond, costing an impressive $23.64 million. For an average person, this jewel is a luxury only the kings and queens from the past would be able to afford, but Horten experienced it and is amongst one of the luckiest jewelry collectors on the planet. After getting a series of expensive gifts from her husband, Horten's love for collecting jewelry increased, and at that moment, she knew her purpose: to collect some of the most iconic jewelry, irrespective of time, and build a fortune by amassing these valuable gems. And today, Horten is known as one of the most successful businesswomen in history, especially after Christie's held her jewelry at an auction after her death. Some of these jewels are so old that they were owned by kings of the past. Others were specifically crafted for Heidi Horten, who had a unique taste for valuable items. Now let's uncover the most staggeringly expensive jewelry that Horten is famous for today. Bulgari emerald necklace. Starting the list with the ever so popular Bulgari emerald necklace. For the love of jewelry, Horten acquired a necklace from Bulgari in 2000 that surprised the world. At that time, the celebrity culture was known to buy expensive chains, diamonds, and even bracelets. However, with the Bulgari emerald necklace, not even the most successful actresses could get their hands on an item like this. This Bulgari necklace features emerald beads with smooth, carved cabochons, and it looks like it has been a part of an Egyptian queen's jewelry collection, which in theory, Horten would admire first of all. Secondly, this necklace also has white diamonds set in yellow gold, only boosting the premiumness that relates to Horten's jewelry taste. This necklace was sold for 693,000 Swiss francs, or in other words, $765,000. That is enough to get almost 2 Rolls-Royce Phantoms with top-of-the-line options. However, the story continues. As part of her collection, there was also a pair of Bulgari tassel earrings that Heidi owned, and this one was special because it was presumably sold to the Queen Maxima of the Netherlands for an impressive $90,000 price tag. This just goes to show that Heidi is not just a jewelry collector, but she's a proper businesswoman and a person who has made collecting valuable items her life. When you look at all the popular jewels that Horten own, it isn't surprising that she has had a net worth over $3 billion. These emerald tassel earrings aren't any regular piece of jewelry, but they are crafted with cabochon emeralds and white diamonds, both set in yellow gold. The sheer beauty of these earrings makes you wonder whether they were made for an Egyptian queen. Van Cleef and Arpels bangle. In the ever-growing jewelry collection of Heidi, there's another very unique item that comes with a hefty price tag. This is the Van Cleef and Arpels bangle, which is made of yellow diamonds. The sheer number of these yellow diamonds will impress even Jacob & Company, and the price tag is also premium. Coming at an impressive $97,000 price tag, this price bracelet is so extraordinary that it makes making a clear photograph up close difficult. To make it interesting, it was acquired back in 1920 and later got into Horten's hands, This piece of jewellery was revealed after it got auctioned in May 2023, and the world is still curious about the stories that Horten had behind acquiring these. Briolette of India diamond necklace. While Heidi Horten is known for her massive jewellery collection, there's this one possession that Horten herself is most proud of. We're talking about the Briolette of India diamond necklace, and this jewel is unlike anything else on our list. That's because there's an interesting story behind it. Cut by the celebrated diamond cutter Atanik Eknayan in France in 1908 and 1909, this necklace features a large 90.36 carat diamond that looks otherworldly. There's also a little twist to the story, and that is that the American philanthropist George Blumenthal purchased the stone from Cartier in 1910, and in 1946, his widow sold the stone to Harry Winston. A year later, the same diamond was then sold to an Indian king, and it remained to the king until 1956. After the king's death, Winston repurchased the stone, and then it was sold to Mrs. I.W. Killam of Canada. The price of this beautiful diamond necklace is as premium as the history tied to it. Aside from its story of being made by the finest diamond cutter, the purchase and repurchasing of the diamond make it even more valuable. For the third time, Winston bought the stone in 1967, and finally, it landed in the hands of Mr. and Mrs. Horten in 1971. This was the first time a jewellery necklace was auctioned while being at a massive 90-carat value. Surprisingly, today, this Indian diamond is worth around $7.1 million. But this is not the most expensive item Heidi had. The Sunrise Ruby. Heidi's collection becomes even more impressive from here because she doesn't know the word quit. The Sunrise Ruby, one of the most valuable rubies in the world, is a 25.59 carat pigeon's blood, Burmese ruby. This gem is further incorporated into a Cartier ring that is flanked by diamonds. But where this ruby originates isn't something we would expect it to be from. It came from the Mogok mines in Burma, and this place in Myanmar has produced some of the most expensive and exquisite rubies in the world. This piece first gained international fame in 2015, when it was auctioned by Sotheby's Geneva. That time, the ruby was fetched for a remarkable $30.3 million, setting a world record for the most expensive ruby at an auction. But behind the scenes, Horten was looking at all the headlines, and the discovery of this superior ruby almost compelled her to acquire it for collection. So, she went on and got possession of this valuable ruby too. After Heidi Horten passed away in 2022, her jewellery collection went live and was held by Christie's, where this particular ruby was sold for approximately $14.6 million. While it was way below the expected price, it still remains one of the most beautiful and valuable rubies in the world. The unusual ring. Not all Heidi Horten rings are equal. Rather, some rings like this Italian marker's marks feature a 3-carat pear-shaped yellow diamond that is set within a rectangular portrait-cut diamond. Moreover, additional yellow diamonds are set in the band of the ring. This ring is gorgeous, and it looks like an ancient relic that would only be found rarely. Shocking, this unusual ring costs around $139,000 right now that was sold at the auction. This shows how many high-grade yellow diamonds were used, increasing the cost to more than an expensive car today. 3-row necklaces. The beautiful necklaces list of Heidi Horten is never ending. This time we are looking at a 3-row piece with a pair of earrings. This duo is beautiful, and the first one is an absolute classic. The 3-row necklace of natural pearls with a clasp set and 2 old-cut diamonds. This jewel looks quite similar to some royal necklaces and their beauty. Horten purchased this piece from Cochert in 2021 and later shortened the length. To make things interesting, the 3-row necklace that Heidi owns sold at an auction for around $167,000, which is impressive. Heidi owned these necklaces for a long time, and after her death, they were sold at an extravagant price, as we've discussed. Cochert diamond and pearl earrings. At this point, we already know the love Horten had for pearls and diamonds. Half her collection is filled with some of the most valuable stones we could only ever imagine. These earrings were also acquired from Cleef in 2021, and every woman would love to have earrings as luxury as these. The large pear-shaped diamond drops weight in just a little more than 5 carats each. The cost of these earrings is astonishing, as they were priced at $473,000, positioning them among the most luxurious and expensive earrings available on the market today. Fancy orangey-pink heart. Every item in Heidi Horten's collection speaks about the volume of her love for jewellery. This time, we are looking at a fancy orangey-pink heart necklace that can be the perfect gift for Valentine's. This exquisite locket is valued at $2.73 million when converted from Swiss currency, reflecting its exceptional artistry and rarity. The beauty of this necklace speaks volumes about its craftsmanship. With a modified brilliant cut diamond of 15.05 carats, with an accent of round and marquise-shaped brilliant cut diamonds, this beautiful necklace is every jewellery collector's dream. Going an even step further, the maker of this necklace also made it set in 18-carat white and rose gold, which is one of the reasons why it looks so gorgeous. Great Mughal emerald pendant. The Christie's auction showed us many gems, and one such gem from Horten's collection is the Great Mughal Emerald Pendant by Harry Winston. This is something that the world wonders about how Horten got her hands on, because it is carved with a massive 362.45 carat, surrounded by diamonds. For reference, a premium ring that we give to our better half on marriages is only 24 carat. The Great Mughal Emerald Pendant made headlines over various news channels. This beautiful pendant necklace was included inside Christie's The World of Heidi Horten Magnificent Jewels auction. This necklace comes with a price tag of $976,000, and while this might just be a relatively modest sum for Horten, for an average person, this is their lifetime of savings jotted together and gone in just a split second. Pear-shaped Bulgari diamond and emerald necklace. While Heidi has owned a plethora of interesting items, this one might be one of the most impressive things you will see today. This pear-shaped necklace contains impressive diamonds and emeralds. But what surprised the general public was how the largest diamond in the necklace alone is over 12 carats. This necklace was acquired in 2002. Today, the necklace is valued at over $973,000, justifying the material costs and the overall appeal of this necklace. A Bulgari sapphire, diamond, and emerald bangle. At auction, there were many impressive sapphires on display. Firstly, you see a ring with a beautiful cabochon Sri Lankan sapphire that weighs an impressive 59.86 carats. With diamonds and yellow gold imbued on this ring, it is one of the best pieces, coming at $1.1 million price. To make it interesting, there's also the bracelet that looks like Cleopatra herself wore and showed her dominance and beauty to the world. This bracelet is made of yellow gold and set with diamonds, emeralds, and a massive cabochon sapphire. Back in 1977, this bracelet was a ring that enticed Horten to the point where she acquired it from Cleef Arpels, and then it was set in the new Bulgari bracelet in 1993. Later on, the bracelet was sold at auction for a heavy $306,000, impressing the world with its value. Cleef Arpels Art Deco Egyptian Revival Sautoir. Coming up last on our list is the Egyptian Revival Sautoir, which is a rare and historically one of the most significant jewellery pieces. The sautoir is essentially a long ornate necklace that was designed during the Egyptian Revival movement. This sautoir was inspired by the 1922 discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb in Egypt. It features Egyptian motifs, including a winged scarab and a goddess Ma'at. Later on, Cleef Arpels made one of the sautoir, and in 2018, Heidi Horten acquired it. But the question is, how much does this sautoir cost? The Egyptian Revival costs just more than $3 million. making it one of the most valuable jewellery in Horten's collection. With over $200 million in just pure jewellery collection, the Austrian businesswoman had a huge run in the business industry, and today she's known for being a legendary art collector whom the world respects. Do you think Heidi Horten's allegations about getting her wealth from her husband, who made his fortune with controversially linked wealth, are true? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you enjoy the video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell icon for more.